Hello, everybody. My name is Ryunn, and welcome to episode 4 of the Drinking Corner. I am here today with my co-hosts.
J-Dog, what's up, guys?
And I am BossFoss.
And together we would like to welcome you to the episode entitled Video Game Adaptations. Now, before we start this podcast, I gotta ask, how are you guys doing? We'll start with the BossFoss. How have you been, buddy?
Well, funny you asked that. So we recorded the last podcast, was it Wednesday or Thursday?
Thursday. We typically record them on
So
Thursdays.
the following day, I drove up to go watch my parents' house. And I ended up getting up there not too late, but not too early. And then so that Saturday, I opened up my laptop, which was the only computer I owned, not the one that I'm currently recording on. And this is a new purchase. And after doing my homework, which lasted like 5 minutes, I happened to notice that there was a bulge in the keyboard that was slowly growing. And of course, I immediately shut down the computer because right where the bulge is right where the battery is, which meant that the battery was swelling up as I was using my computer. My computer also refused to run without it being plugged in. So it was an indication to me that the battery was going bad. I bought a replacement battery, which is really hard to do for a 5-year-old computer that they discontinued 4 years ago. And I bought all the tools to do the repair, and I had to buy a new laptop because I'm going to school, and obviously I need a computer. And yesterday, I got the computer taken apart. I replaced the battery, replaced the thermal paste, put the computer back together. It runs, but it's not charging. And I don't have it hooked back up in the bedroom yet because we have been dealing with other things because we just adopted a cat.
Your little fur baby.
Yeah, our little cat, which I will send Ryunn a picture of if he wants to put it in the video cast. For those of you listening in the podcast, is going to be in the video cast, so please go to our YouTube channel, Nerdgasmic Goodfellas, and watch the podcast, the vidcast, whatever you would like to call it, and you will be able to see the picture of our kitten, our 4-month-old kitten named Loki. Besides that, I got a job. I got hired. Still waiting for all the paperwork, and I don't start for another couple of weeks. So once the paperwork is signed, which will probably be between now and the next podcast, I will announce where I am working. But for right now, I got a job.
Well, I'm very proud that you're able to get a job, buddy. All right, we'll take this focus over to J-Dog. How have you been, man?
Not too bad. Same old. Just chilling.
Any interesting stories you may or may not have?
Interesting stories. Not this week, unfortunately.
Not this week. All right, I guess we'll go and turn to me then, since John's being boring.
Yep. Boring all day.
Oh, wait. I almost forgot. This is the drinking corner, and I forgot to announce what I was drinking. You guys ready?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
Nothing. I don't have a single drink with me.
That sucks. John, what are you sipping on over there?
Sipping on Jack and Coke. Right here, baby. Blam.
I love your glass.
For those of you who are watching, J-Dog just held up a clear cup that says Jack and Coke.
So for me, life's been pretty much school and work and trying to drizzle out videos where I can. Funny work story. There's a skit that J-Dog and I are going to be working on that requires us to have a fake prop knife. And we have a coworker that works at the place I work. And we have a lot of banter back and forth of like trying to be tough and see who's tougher. And so I was like, hey, bro, I got something outside. I got to show you. He's like, you're not going to get me jumped, are you? I was like, no, come on, man. It's funny. It's for this video that me and John are working on. So I lure him out into the dark parking lot, all the way to the other side where there's no cameras. And I open up my door and I use my body to block where I'm like reaching in. And I grab the like tiny retractable knife where the blade goes into the handle. And I just turned around and with like maximum effort and power, just stabbed him in the gut. His face went from like chill, like laid back, wearing his red bandana, trying to be all gangster looking, to the look of like, holy shit, I just fucking shit myself. And you like see him, he like goes, it jumps back, and he's like holding his stomach, and I like he gets into that position where he's about to attack me, and I was like, it's fake, it's fake. It was funny. Great times. Always fun when you have prop weapons and you don't tell other people.
Oh yeah. Don't tell that to Alec Baldwin. Oh man.
Oh,
Too soon.
Oh. That was horrible. Jesus.
Actually, I think we are past the required amount of time before we can start joking about it.
Oh, okay, then in that case, yeah. All right, let's get into the meat of this episode. As always, for our podcast, I will be the judge rating the stories. And
Well, that's not always. Sometimes you're not actually the judge.
okay, as we normally do, whoever wins the previous episode hosts and judges the conversations and ideas and whatever else the contestants bring to the table. Again, for today's theme, we are talking about video game, movie, or TV show adaptations. Let's go ahead and start off with, what is some of your guys' favorite video game movie adaptations? Oh, is that Katie with the kitten?
Halo.
The cat was laying on her face.
All right, John, since you decided to jump in and start first, you're gonna get a starter's point. Now talk about your interest there. Talk about why you like Halo and which Halo, because you know the Paramount Plus TV show hasn't came out yet.
That's what I was referring to. I was being a smartass because it's not even out yet. I was gonna say Uncharted and Halo. Which I've been waiting for Uncharted.
Look at the kitty.
I mean, like,
On the screen right now is a picture of my cat.
Look at the kitty.
I mean, everybody from the time that if you have played Uncharted, the trilogy, the original trilogy, I mean, obviously it would be an amazing movie, TV show, whatever they did with it. So I am freaking stoked to see that movie when it comes out.
Well, John, because you completely missed the whole entire thing of the first question, you're losing your starter point. I said, what are some of your favorite movie or TV adaptations? So, David, you get a chance to steal John's starter point. Do you have a favorite video game, movie, or TV show adaptation?
So, I haven't watched. Oh,
I forgot to mention, I'm trying out a new flavor of Mike's Harder lemonade. Okay.
Oh, nice. Were you getting revenge on the fact of I interrupted you the last time you were talking to bring up what I was drinking?
Yes, very much.
Okay, he actually did say it. So I have not watched too much in the way of adaptations because I'm always told, don't watch that, that's bad.
We don't ever listen to people.
That I most recently watched was the Welcome to Raccoon City, which I feel like they did a very good job at fitting essentially 2 games. It was just 2.
Yeah, it was pretty much just 1 and 2.
Yeah. Well, no, 1 and 2 and a
3.
little bit of 3. Because they a little bit. It felt like a little bit of 3. Anyway, I feel like they did a really good job with that one. Past that, I know that there was a Doom one that was made at one point that people have told me is absolutely horrible. Trying to think. Oh, there's other Resident Evil movies with Mila, however you say her last name. Yeah, thank you. Oh, I take it back. I've seen that first one as well, which I feel was good, but didn't really do the video game justice. So,
We'll
Welcome
touch.
to Raccoon City, I feel like was a welcome uh, attempt at a video game adaptation.
All right, J-Dog.
Well, I'll
Have
have to go
you-
back to what? What
I was
the
gonna
question?
say, have you do ones that you have seen, because talking about other ones is gonna be the next topic.
No, I was just bullshitting anyway when I opened up with that. I
Always
would
the
have to say
bullshitter.
that Mortal Kombat is probably
What
one.
one?
I grew up on it, and
Like the old
if you haven't
school
played- if you
Paul
haven't played-
W.S. Anderson ones, or the newer one that was on HBO Max?
Nah, that one sucked balls.
Ooh.
No, it was good.
I was like, whew.
No, the original, of course. I mean, come on, man. I'm an old fart. Not really, but you know.
Yeah, you're what,
an old
40?
fart. Yeah, you're like
Yeah,
what,
42.
52?
Yeah.
I think he's
49
hitting
49
60.
and a
You
half.
can see the receding hairline, which I shouldn't talk about because I have no hairline.
No, I'd have to say Mortal Kombat is probably one of my favorites. I can watch it anytime and it never gets old to me. I loved playing the video game when I was young. I remember when I first played it, and it was before they added the blood, because I played number one. So it was like,
Oh yeah, that's right. The original ones didn't have the gore aspect.
yeah, it was like sand or something weird, or like sweat when you'd hit them. I don't know, but it was good, man. And then I played 1, 2, and 3 like simultaneously because I was like, what is this game? I need to play it again. And then I found Mortal Kombat 2. And so yeah, the first one and then Annihilation number 2 was it bombed in the box office, of course, but it was
It
good.
did.
It was good. It's a cult classic now, I believe, just one of those movies that
I found the
make a
double
comeback.
box set for like $5 at Walmart.
Really, hell yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Any other video game adaptation movie or TV shows that you've seen and liked? Both of y'all could steal the conversation here before I move on to ones I personally liked.
Halo's Forward Unto Dawn. I think it was a
It was
Short-
a tie-in for the
It was good.
4th game.
It was good. Definitely not enough Master Chief though, but it was good.
well, I mean, it wasn't supposed to be focusing on Master Chief.
It was
giving
focusing
us
on
insight
the
of the Forward Unto Dawn.
yeah. Anything else, you guys?
I have not. I'll be honest. I've never played it, but
It doesn't have to be a game you've played, just an
I love the
adaptation.
movie World of Warcraft. The
Oh.
Warcraft movie was badass. I really liked it.
I really hope
think-
it gets its
I don't think
sequel.
that did well in the box office either.
It didn't do
the
good in
people
the
were
box
critiquing the
office,
shit
but
out
I
of it.
know the sales did fairly well. Because
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was good,
Warcraft
man.
has a very loyal fan base.
Oh my god!
Like
Tim.
one of the most. Yeah.
Sorry, Ryunn. Detective Pikachu, Sonic the Hedgehog. I forgot that they were made. There's an Assassin's Creed movie.
Yeah. All right, did you just now look up a list of video game
He's looking at his
adaptations?
Yeah, well, okay. I was feeling bad. I'm like, I know that there's more. I literally cannot remember them.
All right.
So
Here.
I will hold off on more until you get through your list.
I will start mentioning ones that I like because obviously, as a huge fan of cinema and a huge video game nerd, I never judge them when people say that they're bad because I always go in with the mentality that video game adaptations are generally bad. They never really sell well because it's only for a targeted audience. Video game adaptation movies are usually meant for people who are fans of the games, not regular casual moviegoers. But some of my personal favorites, obviously the very first Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it was so good. We got the 1993 John Leguizamo and I think it was Danny DeVito. I could be wrong, but Super Mario Brothers movie, which
Oh my
completely
god, dude.
the movie is so bad
How did
that
I
it's
not
good.
think
Metacritic
about
of 35 out of 100.
The movie is so bad that it's good, and I love it. And every
24%
time
on
I
Rotten
see it.
Tomatoes. It made $38 million.
Another one of my all-time favorite
Made a
video
whopping
game
$38.
adaptation movies is the Silent Hill and Silent Hill Revelations. I love both of those movies. Fucking wish I owned them though. I just realized as I was going through my movie collection, I own them, but the discs are gone. And I think you know who took them because she was also a fan of those movies. And then obviously I gotta go in with my last of my personal favorites, 2007's Timothy Olyphant's Hitman.
Hitman. Oh yeah.
So let's move this discussion into a different category for video game adaptations. You know, they have the record of being very bad cinematic experiences. What is your guys' take on what makes them bad?
Okay, I'm gonna take this one.
All right.
I think it actually has to go to the toxic fan base, toxic people in general. So anytime a video game comes out, no matter what it is, there's always people hating on it.
That's kind of how
and
it was with Raccoon City.
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
it goes to when people hear, okay, we'll use, I guess we'll use
we'll use
Raccoon
Welcome
City
to
as an example.
Raccoon City because I have some points to touch base on that.
So people would start hating on it. They're like, oh, it's not doing exactly what I wanted it to do. You know, I had this vision where I heard what the movie was going to be, and oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. It's like, okay, you know, it's their interpretation of it, and you know, overall, I didn't look to see what the score was, but I feel like it did very well in the box office. I will have the answer shortly because I actually had the Wikipedia page open through all the video game movie adaptations and TV shows and whatnot. But
no, continue on. I don't want to interrupt your tangent of thought. There was a pause.
So I was actually wrapping up my point of I think that one of the main driving forces of why it gets such a negative review is the toxic fan base. The other thing that I just thought of is it is a bit niche. You know, it's a bit more of for a smaller crowd of people. Because, you know, some of these games, they're violent, and the people who are going through and giving them ratings, not the people one, but the critics one, you know, they are old and probably don't have much experience in the games, don't care too much about them. So they're looking at these movies and what they're seeing is something that is catered heavily towards people who know the lore of the games, and they just don't get it, and so they don't like it.
To touch base on what you're saying though with the toxic fan base, when Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City was like really first announced and they threw out that first trailer, because on Facebook I follow like 2 or 3 different Resident Evil fan groups.
I bet the trailer got fucking shit on, dude.
Oh, dude, everybody was hating on like one of the things everybody complained on and was saying that they're not going to watch the movie for was the casting for Leon. I don't remember the actor's name that played Leon, who ended up doing a really good job.
Yeah,
he did a really good job, and I really liked him as Leon. But it was like all the groups that I was reading through was just hating on Robbie Amell for being Chris. They hated the dude from Umbrella Academy being Wesker and said he didn't have the slicked back hair look, and just they were nitpicking every little possible detail about the movie to hate on instead of appreciating some of the things we got. Like Welcome to Raccoon City had an amazing set piece. Like they straight ripped images out of the game and put them in the movie. And as much as I love and cherish the Paul W.S. Anderson Resident Evil films, Welcome to Raccoon City, in my opinion, was the better Resident Evil franchise because
it represented the game better.
Did a really good job of representing the game. Now, that being said, as a cinema fan, that knows the story to Resident Evil, I felt like it was really fast paced, and it kind of just took and nitpick parts of the story and put them in random spots. Like I didn't really care for the character arc of Lisa Trevor. I loved what they did with Captain Irons. I loved what they did with Claire. I felt like they could have done more with William Birkin, Sherry, and Chris's characters overall. And I wish there was a little bit more to Leon's story that I'm hoping when the DVD version or when they release it to HBO Max or wherever streaming service they do, they'll have more like deleted scenes that give these characters more screen time. But I feel as a cinema point of view, it was way too fast paced and the story was choppy. As a gamer point of view, I loved seeing the references, the like little Easter eggs, and the points in the movie where they're like, hey, we take this little Easter egg, we can make a sequel. Like what they did when they showed the Ashford twins in the little reel, and they had like them going through the slideshow about them. Outside of that, another fandom that really kind of tears apart other movies was like Mortal Kombat. A lot of people hated that new Mortal Kombat film because they thought the characters weren't properly represented. And that's something that pulls back to Netflix's Resident Evil series that I believe comes out this year. Because Netflix is doing their own Resident Evil franchise as well. And they've changed some of the ethnicities of their characters. And a lot of people in those fan groups are wanting to boycott it because they're making Wesker's character African American. And I think it's one of those things where, as David was saying, the fandom and the toxic communities that surround these adaptations are usually what makes these movies bomb and give adaptations that stigma that even if it could be one of the best movies in the world, it's gonna bomb and fail.
People just love to bitch and complain about everything.
Yep. John, anything you would like to add into why video game adaptations get a bad rep or why they don't do so well in the box office?
I think we touched on pretty much all the points.
Come on, John, you gotta say
besides you know, let's see here. Yeah, just besides the money that they make, you know, while they're in theaters.
I have a question.
That's pretty much the only other thing we didn't really touch on.
When it comes to Pokemon, did the cards come first or did the animation?
I think maybe the cartoons came out first.
I'd have to say the cards.
I want to say it was like they did a first season of the TV show and then released cards to go with it. I don't know. I'm not really up to date on my
According
Pokemon.
to the list, the best movie to have come out that it was a video game movie was Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
With an 85. Oh no, 68. I take it back. The one that was the best was released June 25th, 2021, and was called Werewolves Within, based off the video game Werewolves Within. Never heard of it, by the way.
I never heard of it too, and when I was researching game movie adaptations, because I wanted more than just what was in my general radius of what I've seen, I saw that pop up, and I was like, I've never heard of that. I think you bring up a good point though, with like the Detective Pikachu being one of the best. And before I start talking about what makes good adaptations, I want to draw in and on another topic of what makes bad ones. Paul W.S. Anderson, not to just like call him out and say he makes horrible adaptations, but another thing I noticed is he makes a lot of video game adaptations. He did Resident Evil, the original Mortal Kombat. He did Monster Hunter, and I think he did a few others.
How did Monster Hunter do? I enjoyed it.
I never seen it. I've always wanted to because it has, Mila Jovovich, Ron Perlman, Tony Jaa.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
I heard it was good. Like a lot of the people that I've talked to that have seen it said it was good. But then again, I talked to a lot of gamers about gaming adaptation things that are fans of the game. And very rarely, the only one I ever hear get shit on is always Mortal Kombat Annihilation in the Resident Evil films. Those are the only ones I ever hear people actually like badmouth, apart from Super Mario Bros.
And
Okay.
you know what? I was just gonna mention, like, Super Mario got such a bad rap back in the day, dude. Like,
Bro, that's because did you see
being
what they
young
did to everybody?
and watching that movie though, that was one of my favorite movies growing up. And I
Exactly.
don't know why I didn't think about it.
That movie is what made me really love John Leguizamo. Yes, BossFoss.
The games came first, then the trading cards, and then the manga a month after the cards, and then the anime in early '97.
The games came
All of it was in Japan. So when it
Huh.
came to the US,
Yeah, what
everything
came out
was
in the
released
US?
at the same time. But in Japan, the games came first, then the trading cards, and then the show.
So we just got flooded with the show, cards, and games all at once.
Yeah, as things typically happen when it's released in Japan,
Yeah, I
it
remember
finally does release in the
Pokemon on
US. There's
Game Boy.
typically a lot other things that came with it.
Yeah,
Pokemon
my buddy had a
Blue.
Game Boy back in the day, and I remember playing Pokemon, not color, not a Game Boy Color. It was like gray and purple Game Boy, dude, with the black and white screen. It was badass.
Yeah, no, I was just meaning like Pokemon Blue, Red.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like I think those were the original Pokemon games.
I think red was the first. Well, no,
So
I want to say it was red first.
blue, red,
but
and yellow.
Red and blue, red and yellow. I don't. I'm a bad nerd when it comes to Pokemon. I never really got into it.
I was hella into it as a kid. Like I have the original animated Pokemon movie poster, like still in mint condition
Wow.
in my closet. Because that was like one of the very first movies my grandfather took me to see as a kid when it had a theater release. I can't think of the name for it right now.
Yeah, I feel like a dumbass. I used to have the Mewtwo golden
Burger King card.
the golden card, yeah, with the Pokeball and everything, dude. And
I think I had the
had a
Charizard.
couple of them, and I don't know. I have no idea what happened to those.
As a kid, I had no idea how much value and worth those were going to be. Like for
Yeah.
the longest time, my grandfather told me that all my Pokemon cards were stored in his safe. And it was like right before he passed away, he told me he had to get rid of them. And I was like, dude, those
Oh.
were Series 1 cards, like mint condition,
Oh.
and you just threw them away.
Ah.
It was like they're just childhood toys. I was like, you don't understand. I could be a millionaire.
He's like, I had no kindling. I had to build a fire.
Son of a bitch.
I burned all of them.
All right. So what makes a good video game adaptation movie in your guys' opinion?
Easter eggs. One of the main things that I look forward to in game to movie adaptations are the little things that like you notice and you get to like in the game. And obviously they can't put every little thing that has to do with the game into a movie. So it's cool. I like, like you said, backgrounds and just like little things, little maybe sayings that they've said, and storyline. It's gotta be storyline, dude. You gotta stick with a storyline that people know. It's kind of hard to just make a game movie and just be completely original with it. You got to kind of stick with the lore or the something like that. I don't know. What do you think?
BossFoss.
I agree with you, but I have to say, so I like the Easter eggs, but sometimes the Easter eggs do feel forced. Jumping back to Welcome to Raccoon City, the Jill sandwich joke. The first time
I was
popped
gonna
up.
go with the itchy scratchy, like one of the most quotable notes from the first Resident Evil game was just written in blood on on Chris Redfield's window.
Yeah, I
Like,
have not.
that was
played
very
the first
forced.
Resident Evil. I'm still going through 0. I know I started the entire thing over because the first one that I actually played and beat was Village, and so me and Katie were going back through and 0, working our way up. So jumping back to the question, I love the Easter eggs. unless they feel forced. It's got to have a good story that follows the game and does a decent job giving you the feeling of the game. I understand that, yeah, you can't exactly force the full game into, you know, the 2 hours. It's gonna skip out on a few details. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep the good stuff.
For me, I agree with J-Dog that Easter eggs are something I definitely look for when I watch video game adaptation movies. Another one I noticed that really helps video game adaptations sell well is the cast. Like, I think one of the things that made
Ryan
people
Reynolds.
really, yeah, I was gonna say Detective Pikachu. My mom absolutely hates Pokemon, but she loves the Detective Pikachu movie because Ryan Reynolds is the voice of Pikachu. And like, I mean, that goes to other video game adaptations like Rampage with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
That's right.
I would say Resident Evil with Mila Jovovich, but I mean, apart from her being in them, they had Wentworth Miller, they had Michelle Rodriguez. The Silent Hill movies brought in Sean Bean. I think that's his name, the dude from Game of Thrones who played Ned Stark. You know, winter is coming. Lara Croft's Tomb Raider did well because Angelina Jolie, I feel, even though she really did a good job embodying the original Lara Croft. But I feel like one thing that they do, especially Super Mario Brothers, I feel like because of the success of Danny DeVito, I feel like they were relying on that and the other AAA actors that starred in that movie to carry it. Because I mean, Super Mario Brothers was bad. Like, bad. You remember how they, like, Bowser was a human that was like a reptilian.
You gotta
guy.
explain something to me really quick.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah. I believe he played Mario.
No.
Was it not Danny DeVito?
No, Danny DeVito was not in Super Mario Brothers.
David, fact check, because I vividly remember it.
No, it was definitely not Danny DeVito.
It was the same dude that played in Madeline. That old, like, child
It was
movie.
the guy. Have you ever seen Hook?
Yes.
With Robin Williams?
Yes.
The guy that played Smee? That's Mario.
We're waiting on the fact check.
Bob Hoskins plays
that's
Mario.
I couldn't remember his name for nothing.
I don't know why I vividly remember him as Danny DeVito.
Dude, I think he would have been a badass Mario back in the day, too. Honestly,
right?
I think that would have been something cool to see.
Looking at all the names, I don't think you would actually know any of these people. Ryunn.
I know John Luis Amato. He played Luigi Mario.
Yeah, and gosh darn it, I can't remember his name. The guy that played Bowser or Koopa, King Koopa. What was his name?
I can't remember the actor's name
on Waterworld.
You mean President Koopa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you right now,
Dennis
David.
Cooper.
Dennis
Hopper.
Dennis
Hopper.
I'm telling you right now, David.
By the way, I wish I was kidding. It really is President Koopa.
Yeah, no, they changed so many things about the game in that movie that there was like no actual like things from the game.
Yoshi.
Other than like the characters. But even the characters were like super weird.
Yeah, like Toad, who got turned into a Goomba.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that
the
one
movie was so weird. It's like one of those movies that I like to watch now because I just sit there and laugh.
Hey,
yeah.
Toad was played by a person named Mojo, but when Toad was turned into a Goomba, it was a totally different character. Like
yes, because the Goombas.
Yeah, because Toad was like some skinny punk rocker looking dude, and the Goombas were huge, like big and bulky. Yeah, really tall.
Dude, you gotta watch it, David. You'll laugh. You'll laugh the
You
entire
haven't
movie.
I have
Brother?
seen parts of it. I've seen enough of it to know.
That's not good enough. That's not good enough. You gotta
I
watch
did
it.
see that there's. I know this might be jumping the gun a tiny bit. I did see that they are planning on releasing an animated Super Mario movie this year.
Yes, with
Yes,
Chris
yes.
Pratt voicing Mario and Charlie Day voicing Luigi and Jack
Yeah.
Black voicing Bowser.
Yeah, and you know who's gonna be Donkey Kong, right?
Who?
Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
bro.
know that for sure? Or are you just saying?
Yeah, no, these are
No,
actual.
it's yeah.
like, you
Those
can look
names
it
that
up.
he just named and Seth Rogen are all confirmed.
Well, the only one that I did not know was
Keegan Michael Key. Keegan Michael Key is going to be Toad. That's one I'm really excited for. I love Keegan.
Yeah, I do too. But to touch back
yeah,
to
super
the
stoked for that.
subject topic, I think they enlist like high profile actors to make them better. Because again, Rampage, Doom, what was the other video game movie that Dwayne the Rock Johnson did? He's doing another one this year. He already announced it that he's doing another video game adaptation.
What?
He just hasn't announced what it is.
Yeah, no, he's keeping it under wraps.
So, what do you think? Who do you
Which-
think he could possibly be in a video game adaptation?
So
Anybody.
this
Come
next
on.
one, he said that he's working with Microsoft.
I wonder if he's
Bro,
doing a
If
Gears.
he is freaking Dom or Marcus,
Ty. I feel like he would more play Ty in a Gears of War
yeah,
movie.
but Ty, I
'Cause
don't
Ty-
know, dude.
Ty
He's
is
not
an
really, like,
Islander,
main. I
and
could see The
so
Rock
is
going
The
for
Rock.
more of a main character than Ty. Ty, you know,
Ty is a badass. Well, I don't think they're gonna.
I
pull
love
the
Ty.
from.
I love
think they're
Ty,
gonna
but he
make
doesn't
their own
last.
story.
He doesn't last that long, though. You know.
Well, again, I think they're gonna do their own story based on the events that took place before the games, like the earlier First Contact War,
I hope
instead
not.
of the actual thing. I would be
I hope they
happy.
flash back and show some of like E-Day, but at the same time, I want to see a movie that is like, I want 3 or 4 Gears of War movies to come out. You know?
Well, I guess since we're talking about things that could come out, we'll
Call of
jump
Duty.
to what?
Call
The
of
Rock's
Duty, that's it.
mysterious
Yeah,
video
that's
game
right.
movie is reportedly Call of Duty,
I forgot I did hear that a while back.
which
A Call of Duty
it's
movie.
well, it makes sense he's working with Microsoft because Microsoft's in the
Bought-
process of acquiring it.
Fucking
Mm,
okay. I mean, I'd still watch it because that's Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I mean,
feel
it's
like
gonna
a Gears of War movie would have been better though.
right.
yes.
So before we jump to that
one
topic,
day we
then,
will get a Gears movie, dude. It's if you know.
Yes,
they're doing
Ryunn.
what they're doing now.
What was the next question?
thank you,
God of War.
John. I will reach through the screen. I'm gonna punch you in the fucking throat.
To answer your
Interrupt
next
me
question,
again.
Tim, God of
Interrupt
War.
me again, John. I will start taking the points away.
I'll get fucked, take all the points.
Fine, fuck you. You're back down to 0.
I'll still win. Wipe them clean.
They are wiped clean. We have a few video game adaptation movies that are actually announced to be coming out this year. We have Uncharted, which releases this month. We have the rumored not rumored because they actually confirmed the casting of the Borderlands movie.
Really?
Yes. As of right now, the only actors that I could remember off the top of my head that have been confirmed was Kevin Hart, who is playing Roland, Jack Black, who will be the voice of Claptrap, and Jamie Lee Curtis, who is playing Dr. Tannis. Apart from that, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Fuck, I didn't write down the other ones on this piece of paper. So those are the ones that I can
Five Nights
remember.
at Freddy's. There's an untitled Gears of War film.
These
Untitled Ghost of
these are just-
Tsushima. Untitled Just Cause. Untitled Just Dance.
David.
Mega Man, Minecraft.
Yes.
Untitled Metal Gear
Dance.
Solid.
David.
Yeah.
Hold the phone. Did you say Mega Man? Did you just
I was
said
not there yet.
You said the ones that are coming soon. These are,
They
by the
are
way, to
rumored.
be announced. These are rumored, yes.
I was talking about ones that were confirmed.
Borderlands is not confirmed.
It's been confirmed though. I'm like 90% sure. For the thing I read, it was confirmed. Pulling up your phone. Gotta prove a point.
I need more alcohol.
What? Okay.
More alcohol.
What
thank you.
video game movies are you prepared for then that are rumored to be coming out?
I'll be honest. I've played maybe 25, 30 minutes of Borderlands. Borderlands 2.
I still think it'll be great because again, it has Kevin Hart, and to touch back on
yeah,
what makes
I'm
good
not
adaptations.
Like stoked for it, but I definitely will see it, and I'm sure it's going to be a great movie because I've heard nothing but good things about those games.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Sure, it'll be.
I love them.
Pretty awesome.
David, what about you? Anything you're looking
me,
forward to see?
Well, for me, looking at this list, because I didn't complete the list of talking, but that's fine. I would be interested in seeing the Metal Gear Solid film, the Ghost of Tsushima film, the Gears of War film. It says that there's an Untitled Portal film. I don't know how well a Portal film would do, though.
Yeah.
I think if they really like focused on the script and the story of Portal, moreover than like set piece. Just gonna disappear there, Dave. Okay, welcome back to the land of the living.
I'm not sure why it turned off the camera. That was weird.
I feel like if they focus on the actual story of Portal with like GLaDOS and then the test subjects, the Dr. Ratman, stuff like that, and kind of make the portals not a main focus point, would be pretty good. Maybe tell a story of what happened before the event.
Yeah, and then the other one is an Untitled Saints Row.
Yeah, so I had that written down to talk about, and the other category I was going to bring up, but that's already been fucked and screwed over, and John's gone now.
John's always gone.
I'm here.
This is great. Something I'm really looking forward to that is in the TBA section of the list that you're reading is Alicia Vankiver's Tomb Raider Obsidian. I know I'm butchering her last name, but the 2018 Tomb Raider that they made as a reboot from Angelina Jolie's that focused on the newer trilogy of games was really, really good.
I've not played the new games, but the movie was badass. And
the movie,
all the gameplay that I have seen from that game, the movie looked like it hit 100%.
It was another one of those video game adaptations where they took stuff like from the newer games and just added it right into the movie.
Yeah, it looked like it.
The story followed a mix of of Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider. So I'm really hoping this Tomb Raider Obsidian would probably close it up and pull inspiration from Shadow of the Tomb Raider, but that is one that's definitely on my radar that I want to see. And then obviously I am really, really, really excited for Tom Holland's Uncharted, because I've been following this movie when it was being talked about our senior year of high school when Mark Wahlberg was casted to play Nathan Drake instead of Sully.
I'll be honest, dude. I'm not too thrilled about Mark Wahlberg being Sully.
I think it will be good because obviously the game is looking like it takes place before the movie looks like it's taking place before the events of the first game. Because in the first game, Nathan Drake and Sully are already, friends. And this looks to be telling the story of how they met and all that other stuff. And I think it'll be pretty good because Mark Wahlberg, I like Mark Wahlberg as an actor.
To the games, possibly.
Anything that you're looking forward to seeing, John?
I'm looking forward to seeing that damn Mario movie. Honestly, that's like probably going to be one of my number one. Even being an animated film, it's going to be by Illumination. So
Illumination always does good. So I'm not really worried on it,
dude. And with the cast we're getting, with
I know everybody's hating that Chris Pratt is voicing Mario.
Yeah, that's gonna be
but
interesting.
I think
wait
he
to
has
hear his
the
vaudeville
range to
voice.
do it.
I can't wait to hear everybody's character voices. That's
Oh
gonna
my
be
god. Speaking of character voices, Sonic 2. I am so excited for Idris Elba's Knuckles. Because Idris Elba's
I
voicing
had no
Knuckles.
idea he was gonna be Knuckles.
I keep forgetting that Sonic 2 is coming out this year, and it's like the first one was so freaking good.
Oh yeah.
It did so much better than I thought it would. Like, I love the
I'm
film.
so glad
And Jim Carrey
I'm so glad that they listened to everybody and
designed Sonic.
redesigned Sonic, because I think it would have been another movie that just bombed because of lack of attention to detail. Like, you don't make a movie and not make the character look like the character. That's just, you don't do that unless you're asking to make a failure of a movie.
All right.
It's funny you mentioned that, because we're still talking about things that are coming out. Are we specifically stopping on movies, or will this also include TV shows?
This also includes TV shows. I mean, like, you know, we have the Witcher Netflix TV series, even though they're based off of the books and not the games. But
well, you were talking about how a lot of people got upset about the original reveal of Sonic and how people didn't like the look of it. People, and this might be going back to the toxic fan base, there's a lot of people who are upset about Cortana in the new Halo show.
You know, I'm glad you said that, but it's crazy.
Isn't it the actual voice actress that's playing her? If I remember right, hearing about it, the actual Cortana voice actress from the games is playing her and Dr. Halsey.
It sounded like Cortana, dude. Because I just watched the trailer like twice just a little while ago. But next time you watch that trailer, look at her face and then think of Kamala Khan in the Avengers game. They look identical. It's really weird. And my mom
supposed to?
She's like, she looks like Miss Marvel from your Avengers game. And I'm like, oh shit, she does. Looks exactly like her.
Now, honestly, in my opinion, I don't mind that Cortana looks slightly different. That's fine. And if it is the actual voice actress, then great. She'll sound correct, or she'll sound like the Cortana that we know.
And she looks close enough. I mean, she looks good.
I
was happy with the reveal of her when it showed her. Like, she looks that whole show.
Yes, I just now looked it up. Jen Taylor, the voice actress for Cortana in the Halo video game franchise, will be reprising her role for the character in the TV series as well. So
you know what, Ryunn, me and you talked about that.
We did.
It was rumored that there was going to be a show.
We did while we were doing our Halo playthrough. We were talking about it. God, I'm so excited for that. I'm really excited for the FNAF, since we're talking about upcoming projects, because I know me and John talked about this like a week ago, where we're talking about a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and you brought up Willy's Wonderland. I think that's the Nicolas Cage movie. You brought it up too, David. You're muted. I can't hear you.
I know. I was purposely muted.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Anywho.
But I'm excited to see how they'll bring an adaptation of the FNAF story into a movie thing. And it's Blumhouse. Blumhouse is confirmed to be the ones producing the movie. And Blumhouse does amazing horror movies. Like, I love Blumhouse as a company, and I feel like they will do a very faithful adaptation for it. And then obviously with Gears of War, Dave Bautista. Aww.
Well, they did bring Dave Bautista in Gears 5 as a secondary skin,
because
Marcus, right?
He has been campaigning for years, since I think since Gears of War 3. Yeah. He has been campaigning for the movie, and it's been greenlit. Like, it was greenlit by the original company, and it was supposed to have like Ron Perlman as Hoffman and like a bunch of stuff, and then it just fell through. and then it got brought up
That's
again,
awesome.
and then it fell through. And now I think with the coalition owning the company and how good 4 or 5 and like probably whatever they're going to do with 6, I think we'll have a movie within the next few years or a trailer. And I really, really hope that Bautista gets that role as Marcus. I would also love to see Ryan Reynolds as Baird. I just want to throw that out there. Like Ryan Reynolds is Baird. And I think Terry Crews was originally slotted to play Coltrane.
Oh, he would be perfect for Cole.
And I forget who it was in the original casting that was like shown to be Dom. But I hope they go through with it. Same thing is said about the Mass Effect Netflix series, because apparently Netflix is greenlighting a Mass Effect series that Henry Cavill is supposed to be playing in, because he shared on Instagram a script that was a Mass Effect like TV script and stuff. And I know Henry Cavill has stated that he's interested in doing more video game adaptations of games he loves, like Warhammer. He wants to produce a Red Dead Redemption TV series and all these other games, which is what we need as a community.
I think Red Dead would be a better series than anything. I mean, it'd be a great movie, but I think they need to do.
I think the games serve as a movie well enough in its cinematic mode. Yeah.
Isn't this getting into your next question?
Yes,
this had not actually started.
This is leading into my next question. Thank you for bringing up my segue. I'm gonna write off now with it. This brings up a good point for gamers and cinema enthusiasts that we need more people that are passionate about what they're doing. Like Paul W.S. Anderson, yes, has the reputation of making bad video game adaptations, but there's obviously a love for the craft and what he does with Mortal Kombat, the 6 Resident Evil films, Monster Hunter. Obviously, he casts his wife to play in the movies too. So, there's that.
Wow, really?
But with actors like Henry Cavill, who is a AAA actor, like he is a well-known, high-profile actor, wants to step away from big Hollywood movies to do these video game adaptations, just like The Rock. Which leads me into my next question from my segue. If you were to make a video game adaptation, whether it be a movie or TV show, what game would you do and how would you make it? You have to pick one game.
David, go ahead on that.
All right. Yeah, sure. I'll go first. I was tossing up a few ideas, but one that recently came into my mind that I think would actually be doable. Obviously, I would have to contact Disney about this, but it would be Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
to actually have a Kingdom Hearts movie, and I mean we can go into 3 movies or each game be a season and each planet be an episode. And
that
then you
would
just
be really cool, honestly.
If you have to go back to one of the planets for something, then that would just be another episode.
I think,
and I mean, it would be doable, and they could add a lot of detail, as well as shine light on things that haven't seen the light of day in a while. Alice in Wonderland hasn't really been brought back up in a long time. Nightmare Before Christmas, I know it was supposed to have a sequel at one point. I don't think it ever did.
Alice had a movie and a sequel not too long ago. I mean, it wasn't
like the early 2010s.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean with Johnny Depp?
Yeah, Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah, I saw Through the Looking Glass. That was a good one.
I liked them,
but I was just using Alice as an example because Alice in Wonderland is the first planet you go in the first game.
Honestly, I gotta say, a Netflix series adaptation of Kingdom Hearts, it sounds really, really good, and I am so happy you brought that up because watching you guys play,
it wouldn't be on Netflix, bro, by any means.
Okay, it would be a Disney Plus. It'd be on Disney.
It would definitely be on Disney Plus.
But you know what I meant. I think that'd be really cool. I've been wanting to get into Kingdom Hearts again because I've been seeing you and Katie play it all the time, and I've been sitting there looking at it. I was like, I have not played any of them.
Oh my
Lie.
god.
That is a lie.
I have played all three. I am came close to beating the first one, but I didn't. I came close to beating the second one, but I didn't because those were both on PS2. And at that point, my sister had taken the PlayStation, so I didn't really get a chance to play them. Now we own 1 and 2 in the 1.5, 2.5 bundle on
Remix.
Xbox. And then we have Kingdom Hearts 3 through the Game Pass right now. I don't own it, but we have access to it. So I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3 right now.
I have only played the first one up to the Tarzan level because
Oh
I
my God.
recorded it on my YouTube channel. But during the time I was in the Tarzan level, I had a bunch of friends over, and Kingdom Hearts was one of the numerous things that got stolen. Because I had
You will be happy to know that we have access to it.
Yeah, I know. I have it downloaded on my Xbox, and I've been thinking about re-bringing it in as a series.
Don't do
Because
it.
I love it.
I have like all of the Kingdom Hearts games on PS4
Yeah, we have them all on
On-
Xbox as well.
on one disc.
Yeah, on Xbox as well.
Yeah,
Really?
we have it on Xbox.
Yeah,
I thought
they-
it was just 3.
Nope, they have
Nope.
all of them.
They re-released
Even
it
the-
on Xbox.
Oh, nice.
Or
And
sorry,
then
they
it-
released it on Xbox. It wasn't originally on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
I give you 2 points for yours, David. I
yeah.
really liked it. It was a good idea, and I love how to bring in the different worlds per episode. That is a genius idea.
Yeah. And I think it would bring Disney Plus like a whole nother
Oh, dude, it would.
wave of fandom, honestly, if they,
You would be
were to do
getting
that.
Disney fans, the game fans, and Final Fantasy
Anime,
fans.
yeah, anime fans, dude. Like,
Dude, that'd be an
it's
interesting
stupid for them not to
perspective,
do
too.
it. Honestly.
So would it be like live action mixed with the like cartoonish Disney and the animated Final Fantasy? Or would like the animation of Final Fantasy, since they're human characters, be also live actioned as well?
I'm
with Sora
staying
and
step
his
away from the
friends.
live action because of the fact you would be having Donald Duck, Goofy,
yeah.
Mickey. It would
Yeah.
look way too weird for it to be live action.
Fair
So
point.
you would
Not
have to
everything
definitely
could
have
do as
that
well
be,
as Detective Pikachu
animated.
in that aspect.
Yeah, I think it'd be a better
Yeah.
better go for them to do it
Animated.
because the cutscenes, I mean, they're freaking amazing. The cutscenes are awesome.
All right, John, your turn. What game would you bring, and how would you bring it?
Oh my god. Oh, you know what? I just got to give an honorable mention to a video game movie that I just now thought of. Max Payne was
Ooh. That was good. And to go back, Mark Wahlberg did an amazing job. Oh shit. Did John freeze? John.
Did I freeze too? You froze too for a second, like
I look over and John's just
Anywho, yeah, I think Max Payne would be another good if they were to take it and make it into a I don't know. Actually, no, never mind. Just that was honorable mention. So I would have to say, going back to PlayStation 2, Jack and Daxter was one of my favorite games. The Jack and Daxter trilogy was awesome. It was fun. It was funny, beautiful scenery, just very original. I think that would do good if they brought it back and made it into, I think it'd be better to put it into a series like Netflix, Prime Video, whatever. I think it'd kick ass. That game. Have you ever played Jack and Daxter?
yeah.
Either of you guys?
I used to love Jack and Dexter when I was younger, especially I think it was the second one where it got more edgier.
It did. The first one was like really light, and I mean, there was action in it. There was some serious parts in it,
But the second one, like
two
Jack got like
real
a whole
gritty,
dark,
dude. Like it got dark. Yeah, like
he had a
whole
dark
nother-
persona and all that, and
Exactly.
like there was more violence. The
Yeah.
map structures went from like the nice happy-go-lucky stuff to like these people are dying because everything is just so fucked.
Yeah, and 3 was like post-apocalyptic, you know.
Yeah.
It was, you could, I don't know if you could do it in 2, but in 3 you could hijack cars. I mean, there was like a whole police force, like an armored police force trying to bring you in, trying to bring in the you know, it was like a rebellion that he was working with, and a whole police force that they were using them as test subjects somehow. I can't exactly remember. It's been so long, but I think that if they brought that back and made it into a TV show or a movie, I think it would succeed, and I think it would do very well in either platform. So yeah. And of course, I gotta say, make a damn God of War movie already. Okay, please, just do it. Just do it.
All
Because who
right.
doesn't love Greek mythology and seeing people hack and slash to death with freaking blades on chains? You know, come on now.
All right. So to touch subject on if I were to make a video game adaptation movie and how would I make it? Obviously, you guys know I'm going to say Resident Evil, because when we all three went to see Welcome to Raccoon City, I was very, very opinionated on my viewpoint for that movie. And the way I'd want to do it is, let's take all the games, break them down. The first movie would be a adaptation of Resident Evil 0 and 1. And then this, like, a sequel would be 2 and 3. A sequel to that would be Code Veronica, just by itself. Then 4, and so on, so on. But the way I'd want to do it is, David, yes, David, you're distracting me with your fucking zoom in on your eye. I see you too, buddy. I see you too. But the way I would want to do, I'm not even gonna look at you guys while I explain this, because I'm gonna get too fucking distracted.
Woo!
But the way
Yeah,
I
baby.
would want to do it is, you start off with like everybody at the Raccoon City Police Department. They're going to investigate Billy Cohen's escape. Rebecca finds the train, and like in between like the events of 0, the parts that you would take and pull out for the movie, because obviously you're not going to want to add every little last detail. You'd want to focus on the BOWs, because I feel like over zombies, Resident Evil is about the bioorganic weapons. So like the giant scorpion or the giant centipede from 0.
God damn scorpion.
No, I knew what you meant by BOW.
I would want the zombies to be a more minor point,
I'm
but
glad he said what
for
it stood
the
for.
first half of the film, I'd want it to focus on Resident Evil 0, but for it to cut and flash to back to the Raccoon City Police Department with Wesker and his plotting with William Birkin and everything, and him having to plan to go to the mansion for the mansion incident and all that. And then the second half of the video is them looking for Bravo team and Rebecca's squad, and they get chased into the mansion. Rebecca at the end, or well, I don't want to spoil the game, but Rebecca, who finds herself to the mansion, you know, reunites with Chris, Jill, Wesker, and Barry, and the whole movie to just focus on them and kind of make Rebecca the main character, and have it focus on like the first half just Rebecca and Billy, the second half Rebecca and Chris, but also flash to the side with Jill and Barry, and then show some of the more shadier sides of what Wesker's doing, but not fully paint him as the bad guy. Like you can see that he's pulling strings and he is the bad guy, but not have it be so blatantly obvious as it was in Welcome to Raccoon City, where as soon as they got to the mansion, he was like, fuck all of y'all, I'm gonna do this. And he went off and did everything. But you could leave in the Easter eggs to everything, like the Itchy Tasty being found in a research note. You could add in the actual, like the main bosses people remember. So from like 0, the scorpion in the beginning, and then the original tyrant that Rebecca and Billy fight, along with the leech monsters. In Resident Evil 1, it could focus on Yawn in the beginning, kind of transition to Black Tiger and Lisa Trevor. To the conclusion of the film is everybody is confronting Wesker. Wesker does this big plot to like admit he's the bad guy, and then just in game fashion, he gets taken out by the original 0-1 tyrant that everybody has to come together and fight, because the tyrant in the original game was just like Nemesis or Mr. X. He was a walking behemoth. So if I were to do one, that's how I would want to do it.
Can I ask you something though?
Yes.
I want to hear a game that they don't have 20 movies made.
Okay.
I want to hear what game would you like to see in a show or movie adaptation that has not been done yet whatsoever?
Alan Wake.
Oh, damn.
I've been playing a lot of Alan Wake lately, and yes, there is live action cut and tie-in pieces.
But it's not actually like a movie or a TV series.
No,
so yeah, you can
but
get
I think it would make an amazing movie. That or Shinji Mikami's Evil Within would make an amazing horror film.
Oh yeah,
it would be a psychological thriller that I would pay mucho dinero to go see.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Fallout, but I'm pretty sure it was already confirmed that Paramount Plus is doing a Fallout TV show.
What the shit, for real?
Yep. Yeah, they're doing one.
What? That's cool.
Video game adaptations are seeing a really huge rise as of right now.
They're coming back, dude. They're coming back.
Detective Pikachu started it.
Honestly, yeah, probably.
Going off of other games, so obviously Kingdom Hearts, great idea for me. I'm really, self high five on that one. We know. Good job. Red Dead Redemption, having its own kind of thing.
Yeah, Henry Cavill mentioned that he wanted to do an adaptation.
Yeah, well, we could do episodic on that one. Honestly,
yeah, Netflix, dude.
I mean, you stick the guy in the wilderness and you'd be going through all these strangers and freaks kind of thing, weird things. Fallout, yeah, they have the Paramount Plus. I had another one that was off the tip of my tongue. Oh, yes, go ahead.
I think a really good idea for a Red Dead Redemption adaptation would be taking the setting of Red Dead Redemption 2 and pull it back a little bit further to see the more beginnings of the Vanderlyn gang. So it's a younger Arthur Morgan and everything's kind of fresh, and have it to where John Marston just joined the gang or something, like set way back.
Yeah, because Red Dead Revolver
and have the show. Red Dead Revolver does not correlate with the Redemptions.
It doesn't? And so it wasn't John Marsden?
No.
And
Red Dead Revolver, you played a guy named Red.
Really? See, it's been so long since I've played the original that I do not remember the story.
I believe it's in the same world, but it is not the same characters. And I don't know if they actually intermingle or if there's any sort of crossover.
A lot of what I've read about it, because before I did my Red Dead Redemption playthrough on YouTube, I looked it up to see if I needed to play Red Dead Revolver first. And they say that they exist outside of each other. Like there's two separate stories, but a lot of people believe that Uncle is Red. Like Red Dead Revolver.
Is that a reference to Red Dead 2?
Well,
Uncle Redemption 2?
Uncle is in Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2, but in 2 mainly, Uncle brings up a lot of stuff that happened in Red Dead Revolver.
Shit, it was a long time.
You do not get any other information on Uncle's name other than that it's Uncle.
Huh.
So it's a fan theory that Uncle is Red Barlow.
That's pretty cool.
Unfortunately, that's not possible because Red Dead Revolver takes place in 1860, 1870. Uncle is freaking old, and Red Dead Redemption 2, which is the earliest Red Dead Redemption 1, takes place in 1880.
So does that take?
He is mentioned in Red Dead Redemption and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, because Red is a character you could play as in the multiplayer for Red Dead Redemption 1.
Oh wow.
Right, but they're saying that he's actually referenced elsewhere. I'm checking right now.
Fact check that shit.
I gotta say something that just popped in my head. Because it was, I know it was never greenlit, but it was in the cipher for many years, a Legend of Zelda movie. I think
Yeah, I remember hearing rumors that they
I think that as a live action movie would be badass. I mean, I think they should take Legend of Zelda and make it dark and gritty and just, not like everybody imagines Zelda to be.
Yeah. Did I talk to you about this a few days ago where I was saying that I think the Batman Arkham games would make a very good DC animated film?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I think DC animation, which in all honesty, the DC films do better animated anyways. The Arkham collection would do really good as that.
Yeah, it would.
And
All
you
right,
could even
so
yeah.
Oh, go ahead and finish your thought, and then
And you could go even to as far as, because I mean the voice actors for the games were the iconic characters who voiced them for years, apart from Arkham Origins, where Roger Craig Smith voiced the younger Batman and Troy Baker voiced the younger Joker. But I think even now, Troy Baker voices the Joker in a lot of DC animated films now too. Like he did a Suicide Squad Assault on Arkham, and he's done Injustice. He was the voice of the Injustice Joker, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. You know who I just found out who does the Joker on Harley Quinn? And he's also Clayface and quite a few other characters on that show is Alan Tudyk. Tudyk?
Oh, so
however you
he
say
has
his
more
name.
than one dick? Or
Alan Tudyks? Yeah. By the way, Google that, everybody. Alan Tudyks.
Don't Google
everybody,
Alan
please
Tudyk.
ignore that.
Don't
Do not
Google
actually
Alan
Google
Tudyk.
that. If you want to
Yeah.
Google anything, please remember that you can always Google Nerdgasm Goodfellas. Go to our YouTube channel, give us a subscribe and a like, and you can find all the information that you would love to find out about all of us and our merch, as Ryunn is trying to show off the merch. We
This
have
ain't
merch
our
now.
merch. This ain't our merch. This is my merch.
His merch.
Right after
This is
you
all
Google
for
Alan
me.
Tudyks.
Right after you Google two kids in a sandbox, make sure you come over here.
Real quick,
Yeah.
Rockstar has confirmed that Red Dead Revolver and Red Dead Redemption are two different canons. They're two different universes, so there is no crossover there.
But they mention each other. Probably as an Easter egg for fans, no?
Apparently not.
Well, you're just feeding us all a bunch of different information. How are you, David?
Apparently, I don't know.
You know what? Fact checking is a way to keep people confused and in the dark. No.
I'll get back to you on that one, J-Dog. I'm going to research your comments and see if they're true.
Okay. Well, at this point in the podcast, I would like to bring in final thoughts. Anything else either of you two would like to add about video game adaptations? Maybe some you should recommend to our viewers or listeners to watch themselves.
All right, well, there is a list of games that should never have a video game or a movie adaptation because they probably just wouldn't work, and you don't want them to taint the gloriness of the games.
What games would you think would do that?
So I love the Ace Combat series. It's actually the inspiration behind my gamer tag. But I feel like though doable, they probably won't be that good of a movie adaptation.
As good as you're gonna get with that is Top Gun.
Yeah, the closest would be probably.
That's as close as you're gonna get to Ace Combat game.
Oh, Top Gun was a good movie, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, there's a new one coming out and it looks pretty badass. Got a good cast. And I heard that Val Kilmer's gonna be in it, so I'm excited to see him in that.
All right, John, any final thoughts for you?
No.
No.
Nothing much going on up here right now.
Huh. Well, shit.
Besides games that you know, like yeah, what BossFoss said. Let's see, games that should not get any sort of adaptation.
Mario Kart.
Let me
Come on, man. Mario Kart would be great. You get Vin Diesel as Mario.
You know what would be badass?
Luigi.
You know what would be badass is if in the new movie they all hopped into carts for like a really quick scene and had like a Mario Kart race off or some shit. Like if they brought it into the new animated movie somehow, that would be pretty badass.
Tyrese Gibson throws a banana peel out onto the street.
Ejectocito, cuz
family.
Blam.
It's for family.
This is for family. You don't mess with family.
My final thoughts.
Let me think. Yeah, go ahead.
While John thinks, my final thoughts would go back to some video game adaptations that I think were good. I really hope that Silent Hills movie will get its third in the franchise because it's been rumored that they're gonna do a third, and it just hasn't seen the light of day yet. I would really love an end to that trilogy. Hitman. I feel like the only out of the two Hitman films, the first one was the best. You can't name a movie Hitman Agent 47 and not focus on Agent 47. He wasn't even the main plot line of the story.
Still haven't seen that one.
I like it. It's good. Rupert Friend did a really good job at playing 47, but it just bugged me that they took the Absolution storyline and kind of just ran left field with it and made it focus more on the girl. The action for it was beautiful, but it just doesn't hold the torch to Timothy Olyphant, which added a lot of really good concepts from the games into its movie, including the hotel scene where he fucking zip lines through a hotel window into the floor below him. And when he bursts through the window, he looks over at these kids playing Hitman.
Huh.
And then he just smiles and walks out of the hotel room like a boss. All right. Best scene. But I hope video game adaptations aren't going to be a dying breed. I would love to see more horror-oriented ones, like the first Doom. As David pointed out, a lot of people said it flopped. It's not the best video game adaptation, in my opinion. It has a really good cast with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I keep wanting to call him Gerald Butler, but it's not him. It's the dude from The Boys, and I'm spacing his name right now. Carl Urban. Had a very young Carl Urban, and it would have been great if they would have focused on the fact that Doom is about demons, not zombies. And I feel like the original Doom focused on the zombie aspect of it all.
Yeah, it's like someone watched Resident Evil and like, oh, let's make a Doom movie, and then just kind of like mashed Resident Evil.
That's exactly how I felt, and I even watched it last night, and that's still how I feel. The movie's great.
I started watching the new one. And on Netflix, I'm not sure how new it is, but it's still kind of the same damn thing. Just a bunch of zombie-like creatures.
But yeah, don't get me wrong. The scene in where The Rock gets the BFG and he does that, oh yeah, or the fact that they literally the first person scene of the games, and they had the entire scene play out like the game, like his shooting was on par with the animations for it all, and the way the zombie demons popped out was perfect.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would love to see like a Dead Space movie, like a live action Dead Space, like blend what made Aliens good and what makes that game good. But with that being said, we are definitely at our time frame for this podcast. Anybody want to do some final kiss assing for points? Anybody want to do some final kiss assing? No.
Ryunn, your bald head is shining gloriously tonight.
Shining bright like a diamond, baby. John, are you sure you don't want to try to kiss ass for points?
Absolutely.
Okay. Let me just tally up all these points here. Well,
While you're doing that, I have one last thing to kiss up to. Ryunn, your
Yeah.
sweatshirt is glorious.
Oh.
Where can somebody
oh,
potentially get
Oh.
that sweatshirt?
oh, you talking about my
Because all we have seen is the gray top of the sweatshirt, the whole thing.
I love the fact
By
that
the way, your
these
E is
Yeah.
it's
Oh,
a green screen.
I gotta look at this. Okay, so we got that nice Nerdgasmic Goodfellas logo going down the sleeve. But oh yeah, my name on it. Look at that. All see-through. So this sweater was made for me by a coworker and friend, Selena. So I can't massively produce these or even slightly produce these. John, David, you both will be getting your own version of these that I'm paying for. John, we have to design a logo for you. David, we have to redesign your logo. But all of us will have respected shirts because I have plans in the future for us having our own merch. But that being said, since John, you tempted fate and made a deal with the devil in the pale moonlight.
Can I say one thing though?
So you're going for a final kiss ass?
Well, no, but I was gonna say a game that should never be made into any type of show.
Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh my god! You really said that, dude. I was just going to say Leisure Suit Larry, bro. Get out of my head.
Okay.
Honestly, though,
hold
like,
on. I gotta
think that would be a
retally
pretty good
points.
show.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah. I mean, maybe
like an Adult Swim kind of show.
That'd be funny if they've already done that. Made.
What's that?
It's
other
called
one?
BoJack Horseman. No.
All right. So, John, because again, you tempted me, and you had all your points wiped. You had 3 points, went to 0 points, and
wait,
now
you
got
really wiped my
1,
damn
2,
points?
3, 4,
How
9.
dare you? How dare you?
John, you have a total of 4 points.
Kiss my ass.
David, you are the winner of this podcast with 7 points. John, you could do the math. You have 4 points now, and you
Dude,
lost.
I really
3.
don't like what I'm hearing right now. So it sounded like someone just knocked on my garage door, dude. And I'm about ready to grab my fucking katana and go out there and go Ninja Gaiden on their ass. Yeah. Because I live out in the middle of nowhere. Let's just say that. And it sounded like someone just knocked on my garage door. So
David,
grab my
you
baseball
are
bat and
the
I'll be right
winner of this podcast. Congratulations. Would you like to do a victory speech?
Or a victory dance?
Well, I'm not going to do a victory dance. As for my victory speech, shuffle. I would like to thank my wonderful opponent, J-Dog, for being so supportive and allowing his points to be wiped, thus securing my victory.
You guys would have tied. It was
I'm aware. I'm aware. I would also like to thank the amazing Ryunn Eldred, who is attempting to flip me off while I'm
not you, John.
Oh,
not you, John. I'm flipping John off.
Anyway, I'd like to thank the amazing Ryunn Eldred for being such a gracious host, for taking time out of his busy schedule to actually record the podcast.
To force everybody here to do the podcast. Yeah, okay, so you missed this part. I was in such a rush to film this episode of the podcast that I decided to take my quiz that was due at midnight without any of my notes and without studying. I got an 8 out of 18. I have a C in my class now.
I feel that the quiz that was due this morning that I did last night, I thought I had multiple attempts at it. So after my first attempt, which I misinterpreted, I thought we were only supposed to read chapter 1, but we were supposed to read the entire book. And so I got a 24 out of 45 and I was like, oh shit. So I read the rest of the book, which took me a lot of time, and I went to go retake the quiz, and it was like, yeah, no, you only got the one attempt at it. I'm like, so you mean to tell me I got a 53% on my quiz by accident because I didn't realize it was more than chapter 1? It's like, yeah. Anyway,
so I gotta ask, what's the next podcast gonna be, man? You're the winner.
I
that's
was
a
getting
fantastic
there.
question.
I'm getting there. Give me a
Well,
second.
excuse me. I'd like to thank my sponsors.
BossFoss.
Can I thank my sponsors really quick?
Shut the fuck up.
I'd like to thank my sponsors, Coca-Cola and Jack Daniels, for supporting me and my
All right. I know what the next topic is. If you'll let me say it real quick, bro. You ready? The next topic of the podcast will be J-Dog cannot win this one.
So, even though BossFoss won this episode of the podcast, the next episode for the Drinking Corner is going to be a special episode because it releases coincidentally on Valentine's Day. So we're going to be having just a friendly, non-competitive discussion that is going to be Valentine's Day related. After that episode, BossFoss will be ringing in his episode, which we are not going to disclose what it will be about right now. Instead, I'm going to give the outro in which I'm going to be mentioning a few things. You could find a Reddit page, r/the Drinking Corner, in which you will be able to see us discussing things. I will be posting to it about topics and upcoming things, as well as you guys can communicate with us there. This is the first time I'm announcing it to any of my co-hosts. So that explains David's face for those who are watching through the vidcast, as well as a Discord page for the Drinking Corner as well. All of this will be linked in the Nerdgasmic Goodfellas description on our YouTube channel. You can find us on any of your podcast streaming apps, mainly Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. You can again find us on YouTube at the Nerdgasmic Goodfellas. You can find my YouTube content under Ryunn Eldred. That is RYUNN space ELDRED. You can find BossFoss accompanying me in a bunch of those videos, as well as J-Dog. Unfortunately, J-Dog does not have his own YouTube channel yet.
Not yet.
BossFoss, you have a YouTube channel with like one video on it. That's Battlefield. I'm not gonna leak that, but I heavily suggest you should probably start on live streaming, whether it's for yourself or the group channel. We will be having Let's Plays coming in this upcoming week, or already out, as in we have tie-ins to State of Decay and Dead by Daylight. We hope you enjoyed this podcast. We hope you enjoy the content that will be coming as we further to try to make these podcasts better in both video, audio quality, and in terms of our topics. Thank you guys so much for viewing or listening. Big thank you to J-Dog and the BossFoss for joining me in this episode. We will see and speak to you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Don't text and drive.